वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्युपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत
भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशम् จานุรามาดานัมเดวกีปรมานันดัมกฤษณัมวันเดจักกัดกุรุมวาสุเดวสุตัมเดวังกันสัจจานุเดมาลานัมเดวกีปรมานันดัมกฤษณัมวันเดจักกัดกุรุมวสุเดวสุตัมเดวัมกันสัจจานุรามาดานังเดวกีปรมานันดัมกฤษณัมวันเดจักกัดกุรุมวสุเดวสุตัมเดวัมกันสัจจานุรามาดานัมเดวกีปรมานันดัมกฤษณัมวันเดจักกัดกุรุมวสุเดวสุตัมเดวัมกันสัจจานุรามาดานัมเดวกีปรมานันดัมกฤษณัมวันเดจักกัดกุรุมวสุเดวสุตัมเดวัมกันสัจจานุรามาดานัมเดวกีปรมานันดัมกฤษณัมวันเดจักกัดกุรุม can now gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly, and you will be helping the world and the universe. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev Maharaj. Bo Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Brahm Pujya Gurudev Maharaj Ki Jai. Geeta Mata Ki Jai. And stay blessed.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. On behalf of Swami Geeta Kiran ji and Guru Bhai Joshi ji, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I would now like to hand it over to Joshi ji. Joshi ji, over to you. Unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Again, welcome to the beautiful Thursday program. I see that Dr. Kapoor is not with us today. I think he's recovering from the same jet lag we talk about. He must have been back a few days ago. And at this age, we do get little debilation, get tired. So, well, friends, we'll have more time today. I want to share something. Like we meet Thursday evening, the same way in the morning, 10 o'clock Central Time, the program starts from New Jersey with Moti Melrosraji. That lasts for about an hour or so. And it's a very, very soothing. I heard today someone reciting 12th chapter, 15th chapter, Gita Mahatmya, like he was trained very few days ago. It was very, very encouraging. Then there are some question answers, and Motimer discusses and asks questions. What did you learn? So we have that thing, and we should do that too, also question and answer. Since Kapoor Sahib is not there, so I will request Dr. U. Prasadji to please take it now for 25 minutes, then Vivek Kamran might come on. I will give you a hint when he is ready. So Dr. Sahib, please take it.
Thank you very much, Joshi ji. I will start with prayer to Bhagwan and Gurudev. Vansi Vibhushita Karan Navanirdabha Pitambara Darunabimbaphaladarostar Purnendu Sundaramukhat Arvindanetra Krishnat Param Kimapi Tattvamaham na jane Ajnanatimirandhasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Divine souls, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. You all know that we are going through chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita, and that last week we concluded discussing verses 7 to 9. In those three verses, Bhagavan has given the concluding remarks of his effort to let Arjuna understand as to what happens to a yogi, the one who is on the path of spirituality, when he is able to control his mind. He has disciplined his mind. Why it is important? And when he has disciplined his mind, what attributes he possesses? What is the benefit of having the mind under full control? We talked about the three kinds of equanimity. We talked about equanimity in pairs of opposites. Dvand, Sitosna, Sukadukhesu, Thamanapamanayo. There is equanimity in experience with cold or heat, pleasure or pain, honor or dishonor. Also, in the material world, whatever he sees, whether it is a piece of earth, whether it is a stone or it is gold, samalosthasma kanchana, that is the words used. In the material world, everything what he sees, he doesn't make a differentiation, doesn't think that the values what they have, they are same to him. He doesn't make a distinction. Also, in the relationship with the human being which he encounters, Suhrana Mitran Udasina Madhyastha Dvesa Bandhusu Sadhu Sapit Sambhut. So he has friends, enemies, saints, sinner, all which he encounters, which means it encompasses by stating the equanimity in the three kinds of pair of opposite, material world and human world. Bhagavan is trying to encompass everything in the world. There is samabhava, samadarshinaha. Now, more importantly, Bhagavan talks about in those verses that this person, this yogi, attains what is called Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. Tripta, you understand, means satiated, completely satisfied. When you are hungry, you have a good meal, you feel fully satisfied. You are thirsty, you have water to drink, you feel fully satisfied. This yogi, when his mind is completely under his control, he attains what is called Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. You remember, we went at great length making a distinction between what is Jnana and what is Vijnana. We talked about Pratyaksha Jnana, Paroksha Jnana, Aparoksha Jnana, and all those things. Last week we discussed in great detail. The summary of that is that you may attain knowledge through your guru, through scriptures, through participating in satsang, listening to discourses, and all these things. You may attain knowledge. And that knowledge comes to you. You have an understanding that, yes, this is this. For example, highest knowledge you can get from all these is you may understand that, oh yes, okay, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Whatever there is in the world, everything is Brahma. Brahmara Param Brahmavir Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmevati Nagantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhi. Everything is Brahma. That is theoretical understanding of the person who is Jnani, who has known. But he may have understanding, but the moment he is in transactional world, he says, oh, tum ho, main hu, ye hai, wo hai, this, that, you and me. That distinction starts to come before you. Don't realize that you are Brahma. You understood, yes, everything is Brahma, but you have not realized yourself that you are indeed Brahma. That is Aham Brahmasmi. Once you get that realization, then that means you have attained what is called Vijnana. Not only Jnana, but Vijnana. That knowledge is called Aparoksha Jnana. That Jnana is transcendental knowledge. That Jnana is Brahma Jnana. And that is not to be found. You can't search for it, you not look for it. It is for the person to experience that I am this, I am Brahma. That is Vijnana. So Bhagavan is saying that if you are able, the core theme of this Dhyana Yoga is to have full control over mind. And we have gone through a great length to understand the importance of Jnana and how by having full control, or having full discipline of our mind, you will be able to attain that Brahma Jnana and be there. Arurudha, you become there. You are not Aruruksha, you are Arurudha, already reached that pinnacle of success of attaining Brahma. Now, for the next 6 verses from 10 to 15, in these 6 verses, Bhagavan goes in great detail in instructing or giving the instruction with regards to meditative practices. How to actually go and perform, prepare yourself, how to prepare yourself and start practicing. So that process of going ahead with the meditation, what are the requirements and what are the things one should have before really going into the stage of fixing the mind on Brahma, that is the meditation. And in that, he talks about place, where to meditate, the environment, should be alone or in group, what should be your seat, what about your body posture, how you are controlling the senses when you are sitting in the post of meditation. What about control of mind? Your mind is running away here and there. How do you bring that mind into your control so that you are not deviating from your attention on Bhagwan? What about duration of meditation, etc.? All these things, Bhagwan goes in great detail in talking about these in these verses from 10 to 15. Let us start and see what Bhagwan says. In verse 10, Bhagwan says, Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi stita ekaki yatachitatma nirasira parigraha. Every word is important. Every word has to be understood properly as we start to move towards taking a step towards meditation, how to prepare oneself. Bhagwan says a yogi, what he should do? Yunjit satatam atmanam. He should try to constantly concentrate his mind. He's put his mind in full concentration. His mind should be focused, concentrated. That he should constantly. It is not that you are concentrating now and then you are relaxing. No, it has to be satatam. Constantly, you should try to focus your mind. Rahasi sthitaha, by staying in a solitary place. We'll come to that, what Bhagwan means by solitary state, a place you should be there. You should be ekaki, alone, not in the group. You can learn how to meditate in a group from a teacher or whatever it is, but when you start meditating yourself, it should be yourself alone. Yathachitatma, with the body and mind under control. Body should be under control. And how to control the body, Bhagavan will talk about. Control your body and control your mind. Nirasi, without expectation. When you are meditating, you should not have thoughts. I should have this, I should have this. Or expectation as to what will happen if I meditate, what will not happen if I meditate, what will happen. So all these questions of expectations which you might be having it, you should be, or desire of whatever, any kind, should be completely out your picture. Aparigraha. Parigraha means accumulate things, collect things, have possession of things. Free aparigraha, you should not be having acquisitions. So the meaning is a yogi should constantly try to keep his mind concentrated, living alone in solitude with his mind and body under control, free from desire and possession. Now let us see what all these mean. When Bhagavan says, Yogi yunjit satatam atmanam, that means a yogi should try to constantly concentrate his mind. Now, yogi, we understand, yogi is defined as one arukshor muner yogam, the one who is striving to be one with Brahma, that is a yogi. What should do? Focus his mind. Now you know Yunjit and Yunjan are words used in Bhagavad Gita. They have the root word is yuj. That means to join, to connect, to get fixed, to get locked in. जुड़ जाना. युंजीत का अर्थ हुआ जुड़ जाना, join, to connect. Now, to connect what with what? So this could be examined or could look into through by two ways one can look into. One is to get connected to a form. You can get yourself connected to a form, and that too in stages. It doesn't, once you start sitting, you sit for meditation, you normally try to look or focus your attention onto an object to start with. If you are trying to, if you are on the path of learning the meditative process, one of the things which commonly one does is to have a picture of Ishta Devata in front of you. You may have Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, or Lord Shiva, or Lord Hanuman, whoever your Ishta Devata, and you are able, or you have got within you reverence, very high level of reverence for a deity. Normally one puts a picture of that in front. That is called saguna, in the form. And that too, this one start to concentrate in stages. I will come to that. And the other is formless. Now, what you mean by that? When we try to connect to a form, this is a dvaita, duality. And you are bhakta and there is Bhagwan. There is differentiation between a person who is performing meditation and a deity or Ishta Devata on which he is focusing his attention, his concentration. That is sagun sakar dhyan. वह जो ध्यान में बैठते हैं, वो जो ध्यान करते हैं, वो सगुन का करते हैं. Now सगुन ध्यान में it can be देश काल वस्तु परिच्छेद. That means you can try to concentrate on a space for certain time, and in that space you have a form. So there are three things to be taken into consideration when one is sitting down and start to think of practicing it. It has been, saints and sages have talked about that for the beginners, you may try to focus a mind at a particular space. That is, if you have a Bhagwan, picture of Bhagwan, there is a frame. So if you have a frame there, then while you are sitting, you focus your mind and do not allow your mind to go beyond the frame. You see, it is very, and I know all of you are doing meditation. All of you have seen how difficult it is to keep the mind concentrated at one place for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. My goodness, it runs away, immediately goes somewhere else. Very hard to concentrate. But there are ways and means of doing it so that, and a practice. Abhyasena kaunteya, Bhagavan will talk about, and chalam hi mana Krishna pravasi balabhadridam. We will come to that. It is in this chapter itself, Bhagavan talks about when Arjuna asks question, mind is difficult to be controlled. Anyway, that is come later on. At the moment, when we talk of concentration, space is important. If you first limit yourself to a particular space, and as I was saying, the picture frame. Frame is there, and you have got Bhagwan in that picture. Bhagwan has his Bansuri. If you are talking of Lord Krishna, he has his Bansuri, he has the Mayur Pank, he has got his eyes are beautiful, and he has got his mouth on which he has got flute. You come down, you have got in the neck, then you have got Pitambar, then you come down, he has got leg. And see, all this thing, Vansi Vibhusita Kara Navanira Dabhat Pitambara Dharnabimba Phaladharostat, that I keep on talking about praying that prayer. You can, the words of that prayer, you can start looking at within the frame. Vansi Vibhusita Kara, you see that in the hand, Bhagwan is holding the flute and he's playing the flute. You can allow your mind to run from one end of the flute to another end of flute, and you let it be going. You may keep your eyes open or closed. Semi-closed is the one which is prescribed. Semi-closed, but have a look at that flute and try to see, limit your, do not, first principle is you do not allow mind to run away from outside the frame. The frame has to be within, cannot go to Chicago or cannot go to Delhi or somewhere as it runs away. Don't go, let them go. Let it come, remain there, and you may follow, you may change your focus from eyes to his lips and to his Mayur Pank or to his Bansuri or to all those objects. In that what we will come to Vastu, the form. The Vastu is the form, Bhagwan ka sharir ka jo hai, you can limit yourself gradually from the frame. You start concentrating your mind to within his form, with the space in the frame. You then draw yourself within the frame, limit yourself to his form. Then you start limiting yourself to one object, like maybe his flute, maybe his charan, or his lips, or his eyes, or his Mayur Pank. You limit yourself gradually, you train your mind to remain within the framework and limit to the form, and as long as you can do. This must be done in the form of a practice, and this practice has to be done every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, depending upon how much time you have available. So the question there is, when you are looking at Sakar Brahma, then in the form Sagun Sakar, then this is determining the space, the form, and the time one can start practicing and do it every day. Now, when we come to the formless, this is at a very high level. It is formless. You cannot, unless you are at a very high level of meditation, to concentrate on formless is very, very difficult. But as you advance in your process of meditation learning, you will find that gradually one is able to limit yourself within the Paramatma in your heart. You don't have the form outside, but you have the concept of Brahma within your heart. Sarvasya Chaham Hridisanni Visto, that is the concept that Brahma is there within. So in that place, when you are meditating, then you are keeping your mind, Brahma, limit yourself within there's no form, but formless Brahma, you imagine, is there within you. And then that Jivatma, you consider that to be Jivatma, and you associate the junction or union of Brahma, Jivatma, with Paramatma, which is all over. So there is Jivatma, which is limited within the body, and to start with, and this understanding is again your Agyan. It is because of your Agyan, you think that the Brahma, which is within you, is in form Jivatma, and Paramatma is somewhere else. At one stage, you think that way, that this is a Brahma within the body, Jivatma, and there is a Brahma. So you want to unite that with that Brahma. But actually, this is not so. Adi Shankaracharya has beautifully described Brahma Satyam Jagan Mitva Jivo Brahmeva Napara. Jivatma is Paramatma. Jivatma is Brahma. Our understanding, theoretical maybe, but realization that this Jiva is a Brahma, I am Brahma, is very, very high level. And when that comes, then one gets into stage what is called Yuja Samadhi. That is, he doesn't understand. For him, the body is not his. The concept of body goes away. He is united with the Brahma in such a way that whole world or the Purusha is completely absorbed in the Brahma. There is no separate existence of the body or the Brahma. And that is the very high level. At the highest level, one is able, people have done it. All Mahatmas or saints and sages, Mahatma, they have reach the stage of Samadhi. But for people like us, we have to go stage by stage. And as we go stage by stage, you will be, it has been done by people. We are also sadhaka. We are also on that path. Not that we cannot do, we can do. We have to practice and move gradually one stage after another. I think I have 25 minutes. I have covered 25 minutes. If you want me to go further, I can do, but looks like
Yeah,
Vivek
please
ji is there.
take 5 minutes, please do.
Can I ask a question, Dr. Prasad?
Yes, why not?
See, the best meditation, at least what I found for myself, was when I could focus on the third eye
Yeah,
and sitting at the same place
yeah.
every day, same time, same place, every day for at least 40 days plus. And what happens when the time comes after a few weeks, you start getting a knock on your third eye. It's such a beautiful knock, and that knock is really profound. I mean, that one should feel it. And
Okay.
third eye, you visualize either light or your favorite deity or whosoever you feel comfortable with. And
Okay.
just remain focused on that, and it can linger on. I started with 10 minutes and I went for 7 hours, 8 hours.
Okay. Can I say something?
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
what it is. Yeah.
We are starting, this is the 10th verse. Till 15, Bhagwan is talking. Let us hear what Bhagwan says.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let us go from, I am talking from the way Bhagwan is describing to Arjuna. And this is the way I am interpreting and describing. I am not telling from my side what I do or what somebody else does. There are
Okay.
hundreds of ways of practice of meditation. There's not one, there are many.
Millions.
So
Yeah. Really.
let me go through from 10 to 15. This part is the description by Bhagwan as to how to practice meditation. Bhagwan talks about all these. When that is done, then we can open it for discussion, and everybody has. I
Their
will be
own.
very happy to take questions, and I will have to. Opportunities should be given to everybody, and that's perfectly all right. I know everybody has their own experience, but let me go through these 5 verses which Bhagwan talks about, and let me see what he says about it.
All right.
Okay?
I'm sorry. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want me to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, he talked about Yunjit Satatam. That's what I have described. Then he says, Bhagwan says, Rahasi Sthitaha. That means stay in the solitary place. Now, when he says solitary place, that it indicates some cave or temple premises, bank of a river, or a puja place in your home, or a place in seclusion anywhere. So there is solution. The importance here is that it should not be a crowded place. The idea is you must allow your mind to concentrate. So as much as of disturbance from environment should be avoided. As much as your body should be still, but I want to talk about in a minute. So the question is that you should have a suitable place. And normally people in puja house, in our home, those who householders normally have, those who are on the path of spiritual, they have a place of meditation. Either they have a room allocated Or even if they have no much, it's not space in the big house, they have a small house, they may have a corner where they put a table or something so that idol is placed there. That place can be a place where you can sit. Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans, he very nicely said, Mone, Bone, Kone. It is Bengali words. Mone means in mind, Bone means jungle, Kone means any corner. So he has given leeway to his devotees that if you find any corner in the house, good enough. What is important that it should be secluded, it should not be crowded. Then Bone is, of course, you are in a jungle, in a place where, or bank of river, not many people know. You find a secluded place there. Or Mone, this is again has been explained by Swami Ramakrishna. He says that you may be anywhere. And I tell you, in my busy days, when I used to travel hell of a lot in my profession, I used to travel for conferences here and there. And I have my fixed time. I have fixed period. I have got number of japa and all these things which Maharaj has told me to do. I practice in the plane. I am sitting. I will just put my foot, my आसन लगा करके बैठ गए, माला हाथ में चल रहा है, प्लेन जा रहा है. So you can, everything is louder, everybody is all around you. So there are so many people, you are crowded, but doesn't matter. As long as you're able to concentrate and be at one place, that is meaning of Mone. But Bhagwan here is talking about solitary place. He is talking place that he should be alone, rahasi, sthitaha, ekaki, so that you are able to concentrate. The importance is here again is that it should be internal solitude. Outside solitude is okay, but important here, it should not be in a group. Maybe when you are learning or practicing, you are in a group, that's okay, then you can do that. But then Bhagavan talks about yatachittatma nirasira parigraha. Of course, body and mind should be under control. Bhagavan will talk about how you should keep your body in which asana and all that will come in a minute. And mind, you should not, it's not wavering. Importance of nirasir and aparigraha is again important. This is the fellow desire. This is the one most biggest enemy which we have is desire. That thing, it is desire which contains certain attractive things or magnet, what you call, which allow your mind to run towards it. The reason for your mind going outside is, which happens to everybody, which happens all the time, which is goes outside, is because of big magnet which is outside, which is directing towards your mind, and your mind is going towards the question of the asi or desire is the one which is most harming, and that is the reason for the mind to run away. If your mind is not running towards your sense objects, then you are more at calm with. So one has to get rid of every time kind of desire. And also, if you have some possession, you want to add on to possession, more and more things to be possessed. That should be amassing of wealth. Bhagavan is talking about you should have nirasir, that you should have absence of desire as much as possible, and that you should have aparigraha, not adding on to your possessions what you have, not even accepting gratification. Some saints have talked about they will not accept any gratification. If you give them, they will not accept it. I don't want to go into that, but this is also a kind of attraction. People will, so I am going somewhere place, they will give me something and I will take home. So that also should not have in your mind. In verse 22 of chapter 9, you all know, Ananyas chintayanto mam, ye janah paripasate, tesha nityabhyuktanam, yoga kshemam bahamyam. When you are believing, you do your chintan, you do your prayer, you do your meditation. Bhagavan will take care of your yoga as well as kshema. Whatever is the requirement you have, he will provide that to you, and he will also see that whatever you have possessed will not taken away. But that, so you leave that yoga and kshema to Bhagavan, and don't run after things outside the world, and don't keep on possessing in whatever you have accumulated. Even the thought of desire, you may have worked hard to be able to restrain your senses from going out to sense objects, but the mind has got tingling within it. We like to have ice cream, we like to have some drink or some food or some pleasure of music, this and that within. So Bhagavan says, Visaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. If you are concentrating yourself to Bhagavan most of the time, during that time, no thought of anything in the world will disturb you. So the attention should be towards Brahma, towards Bhagavan, and when you are concentrating yourself on to Brahma, then world has to be completely taken outside your thinking machine. Next verse, Joshi ji.
Now we can conclude.
Then there is another verse, verse 11. In this, Bhagavan talks about place. Sucho deshe pratisthapya sthiramasanavatmanah natyochritam nati nicham chailajna kushottaram. You see, Bhagavan is now talking about Sucho deshe. The place should be clean. पवित्र होना चाहिए. जहां आप बैठ करके आसन करते हैं, पवित्र होना चाहिए. And this pavitra, again, you can have Ganga Jal with you, and you think that spraying Ganga Jal where you are sitting makes it place purified. It is one way of thinking that it's purified. But the place should not be dirty. It should not, because that again will distract your mind. Having sthiram asanam atmanah, you should have your own seat. That is atmanah asana. The seat should be your own. See, people have their own asan, and they will carry that asan wherever they go. And when they go and they start meditating, they will use the same asan. So there is a question of, there should be asan, you should be sitting on your, and that should be steadfast. You should be sthira. It should not be shaking up. It should be a asan which is not moving around. Sthira. Na ati uchritam, na ati nicham. Not very high, not very low. Chail ajin kusa uttaram. Cloth, deer skin, and kusa grass, one above the other. That the kusa grass in the lower part, lowest part, then deer skin, and on that a piece of cloth. This is the prescribed asan by Bhagavan. Now, in the modern world, for people like us, how much we can follow that is different matter. Everybody has his own way of looking at it. But it is generally felt that we should have a seat, we should be comfortable, that you should be sitting comfortably, and that you have steady situation, steady position. And that asana should be in the manner that it doesn't disturb you too much. Then what he says, then there are two more verses which Bhagavan says again, Tatraikagram manah kritva yata chittendriya kriyaha upavishasane yunjat yogamatma vishuddhaye samam kaya siro grivam dharayannachalam stiraha samprekshanaasikagram swam Dishaschanavalokayan. Some more instruction Bhagavan gives. He says, Tatrai ekagra manah kritva. Mind must have one pointed, focused at one point. Yatachittendriya kriya, your mind and senses should all be under control. Upavisyasane, seated on the seat, on that seat which talked about Tatre Kagramar, that seat, Yunjat, strive to practice yoga. Atma Suddhaye, for the purification of mind. Samam Kaya Sira Gribam Dharayan, holding the body, head and neck straight. This is the one which is quite important. That body should be still, should not be moving, that as far as possible, the back, neck, and head should be in a straight line. Achalam, unmoving, and stress is given still. So see, these two words, very much emphasis is given on the position of the body, which should be as still as possible, as unmoving as possible. Then he talks about gaze. Samprekshanasikagram swam, that in tip of the nose, your gaze should be on the tip of your own nose. You remember we earlier talk about that it should be Brubora Madhye Pranam Avesha Samyak. Brubora Madhye, between the eyebrows here. And now he is talking about tip of the nose. I will come to that importance of this. Disascha na avalokayan, not looking in any direction here and there. It should be unmoving. So the position of the body should be straight. Asana should be fixed at one place, unmoving, and that eyes you should not be moving around here and there. That is not prescribed by Bhagavan. Now, with that, Tatre kagram manah kritva. What it says here, the summary of these two verses, 12 and 13, is that you should be seated firmly. The yogi should strive to put his mind concentrated by focusing it in meditation with one pointed concentration, controlling all thoughts and activities. He must hold his body, neck, and head firmly in a straight line, gaze at the tip of the nose without allowing his eyes to wander here and there. Now, what are the scriptures talk about it? And how Brahma Sutra talks about three sutra. In three sutra, it talks about it. It is Brahma Sutra. I am not talking about what Bhagavan is said. We have heard about Bhagavan is said. But looking into scriptures, we find the Brahma Sutra has talked about Asin Sambhavat. That means it is that you're sitting on a proper seat. Achalamatva chapeksha, that makes sure that sitting erect and a steady position. So this is very, very important. Dhyanachya, the posture should be such that your mind gets centered and well focused. What about meditation in posture, asanas are prescribed, Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana, Siddhasana, or Sukhasan. And Maharishi Patanjali goes to the extent of saying, doesn't matter. You sthir sukham asanam, साधन का अभ्यास करने के लिए अपनी सुविधा अनुसार मुद्रा में स्थित बैठो. That means you may not be able to practice one or the other asana. Sukhasana is the very simple asana, and one can practice that. One can choose any of the asana which is comfortable to him. I will continue further on this topic. There are the 2 verses more to go. We'll talk about next week. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Sri Krishna. Thank you so much, Dr. Prasadji. Very deep depth verses for meditation. We'll appreciate more elaboration next week. We'd love to hear again and again. And we now have our very esteemed trustee Vivek Kamranji wants to say something with us. He is representative of Mini Geeta Dham in Minneapolis. So Vivek, please take it. 2-3 minutes yours.
Thank you. Joshiji, can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Okay, very good. So Dinesh is here too. Prasadji, thank you so much. It was very beautiful getting the keys to the monkey mind under our control. Thank you for sharing those words of wisdom. That was very nicely done. It's like a very detailed job. तो ये है कि ये जो कृष्ण जी हैं, he is the major, he is the big psychologist and psychiatrist, right, today. So he's telling us this 5000 BC on how to control the mind, and that the mind is your best friend and your worst enemy, right? Something like that. So very beautiful. So Panditji is here with us too. So I was just going to share, ashram mein thode kuch cheez ho rahi hain. I'll bring that up on board here. So ek hai on Sunday, we have a beautiful Sundarkand Path. So all of you who are in the States, please join. Panditji, I think this is going to be on Sunday. So this from 10:30 to 12:30, you can join. It's going to be on Zoom. So please try to do that if you have time. I think that'll be really great if you can do that. And then Monday, we have on May 13th coming up, Shiva Abhishek. Just to let you know, we have at least 200-300 people most of the time. And a lot of folks who are Gyanis, they come to the ashram. The other thing I was quickly going to share with you is we had shared this thing, Joshiji, if you remember, Geeta is solution for all your problems. So there's a very nice booklet that's going to be here in May. Usme se ek cheez jo Gurudev ki thi, I was just going to share that. This came because of thanks to Raju, the great, and Joshiji. And this is some of the main translations from their verses, I would say during Geeta, during Gurudev's visit to Chicago or Minnesota. Usme ek ye tha, this is just a reminder. So this is a nice booklet for the kids, grandkids, whoever you want to give it to. It's a beautiful booklet. Geeta to pad lete hain, but choti si booklet, what was his essence and his messages, right? So one of the biggest thing is selfless action. So we are all doing this. Dr. Prasad, you're doing this in a big way, doing all this good work, and a lot of others. Joshi ji, ye Paramanandam hai. It's social and it's self-transformation. The chapter that you were talking about, 6, is all about self-transformation. So ye Guruji ke reminders hain. Jeevan jagna ke liye hai, enjoy with people. Jo Paramatma ke arpan kar do, help others that you do not know. I mean to say, we do that at Geeta Dham very much, right? And yahan pe bhi Geeta Ashram, Minnesota maybe, we are doing a lot of that to helping people when they have a problem. The ashram is a source of serenity and peace. People who have lost loved ones. A lot of people come here for that. Panditji is a good example of that. So, and the other one is where ego goes away, ye mera hai. We have all this concept in our mind. So I won't take too much time. This is just some of the reminders. There's 20 pages of this. We will cover this later. Panditji, aapko kuch kehna hai? Are you there, Panditji? Jai Shri Krishna, Panditji. Can you hear me?
That's okay. We are running out of time.
Okay. But
Thank you
anyway,
so much. Thank you
that's
so
a brief
much.
message. That's a brief message. That's all.
We want to keep learning what is happening in Minnesota.
Yes.
Beautiful place, and on behalf of you, I want to request, please come and visit that beautiful place. By the
Yes.
way, Panditji is here. Panditji, take a minute or two. So we have run out of time now. So
No,
please,
that's okay. Next time, some other time.
Yes,
But
Krishna.
welcome to come.
I want to share one information pertaining to Gurudev's wishes and Geeta Dham. A long-term devotee who is here right now, Dinesh Ahuja,
Mm.
sent letters to all the trustees about his views of what Gurudev wanted to do in Geeta Dham. So in this media, I want to assure him that we have 5 trustees here today, and soon we will discuss his email. He has sent email to everyone, so everyone has it. So we will discuss that email and see how can we use his potential devotional power to use and help Geeta Dham. So Nilesh will come back to you with a concrete idea, and
Yep.
God bless you. Gurudev's blessing be with you always.
एक
Thank
मिनट,
you very much. We have run
Rishi.
out of time now. So
Yeah.
if you have something to talk in less than a minute, you are free, then we'll conclude. We have gone over time now.
Yeah, thank you. पंडित जी एक मिनट कृष्ण जी को दिखा दीजिए और गुरु जी को.
Yes. Jai Shri Krishna. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. भगवान श्री कृष्ण सबको शक्ति दे और गुरु जी का जो मिशन है उस मिशन में हम सभी आगे से आगे बढ़ें, यही भगवान से प्रार्थना है. जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
Yes, Krishna, and thank you so much, Dinesh ji.
Yes,
We love you.
Thank you. For all of your blessing, Joshi ji.
Thank you. With that, we have to conclude because we have run over time by 3 minutes. Maximum we can go is 7:45. But topic with Dr. Prasadji was very intense. It was very hard to stop because it was the steps that have to be covered. So we will have some duplication again, Dr. Saab, because we need to know more.
Okay.
Thank
no
you
problem.
very much. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Moti ji,
That's Krishna.
ji,
Yes.
Chopra ji, and
Sabiko.
thanks to Geeta Kiran ji, and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri
Jai
Krishna.
Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण. विलाय जी जय श्री कृष्ण. पीटर जी जय श्री कृष्ण.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so